started. I call this meeting the November 13th meeting of the Finance and Property Committee meeting of the Decatur Public Library to order. Are there any comments on the agenda? That's pretty much our standard agenda.
No comments.
So we do a motion to approve the agenda.
Can I do that? I wasn't here for this meeting. Or for the agenda? I move to approve the agenda.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Yes. Okay, now we'll look at the minutes of our last meeting. So I was here, Donna was here, Sophia was here. I didn't see anything. Donna, did you see anything?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Can I second it? I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed?
I abstain.
We'll say the minutes have passed. Rick, were there any written communications? Okay. Then we'll have public comment. There's a 15-minute time period for citizens to appear and express their views before the Decatur Public Library Board and its committees. 3 minutes per speaker, total of 15 minutes. No immediate response will be given by library trustees or library staff members. Are there any members of the public who would like to speak?
Yes, I have a public comment. My name is Mark Ergler. I have come here month after month and told you that Rick Meyer is incompetent and does not have any idea what he's doing with FOIA. You have ignored that. You have allowed the library to incur unnecessary legal expenses because of your insistence of allowing him to stay. So today I bring you exactly what $303,000 buys the public. Here is a FOIA document turned over by the library. Now, take a look at that. Does that look like freedom of information to you? I see you, Louise. Don't worry. I know you're not looking. This is what they gave to me. That's it. Not a single word. Here's what the Decatur Police Department gave me of the exact same document. Now, which of those, between Rick Meyer and the Decatur Police Department, do you suppose knows what they're doing with a FOIA report? This is in complete violation of FOIA law, and you have done nothing. Look at this guy down here. Look at this terror. Not even paying attention.
I can multitask. I'm listening.
No, you can't. You're supposed to pay attention to what we say.
I'm listening to what you're
Maybe
saying.
if you really cared, you'd show up to the meetings every time, so don't act like you all of a sudden you care. This is in gross violation. What this costs, look at this, look at this. He just winked at me. Look at this guy. What a buffoon. This is gross violation of FOIA. This costs the library money. And if you want to put your personal and professional reputations on the line for a racist like Katie Etchison, for a guy who misuses public funds so that his wife and her kids from other men can have free hotel rooms, and a guy who lies to the chief of police with targeted discrimination, then attach your reputations to it. That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for doing nothing and running this library to the ground.
Okay, we'll go on to old business. Parking lot update. We know what we see. Yes, looks great. So, are they going to be able to continue to work, or it's all completely weather dependent?
What engineering tells me last week is they're expecting they would do this, tearing the rest of the lot up, degrading. It's weather dependent on whether they'll seed yet this year, but probably soon. Again, weather depending, they'll shut it down and they'll finish up in the spring.
Right.
But what engineering told me, really the only thing they think that they're going to have to finish up is the seeding, and maybe if there's some more plantings or something like that. So.
All weather dependent.
Yeah.
Rick, are we putting out public notices saying, come see the beautiful new parking lot?
Not
How to
yet,
get-
yes.
It's not
Wait,
quite
wait,
finished.
Yes, in process.
Yeah, and it's been suggested that I need to get in touch with, see if maybe in the spring, maybe we'll do some kind of ribbon cutting. But probably it all looks nice rather than.
Right. Still work in progress, right?
Right.
Well, because there's still construction equipment around, and because the entrance is a little different, I think it would be good to let,
They can't park.
they can, and that, we're excited about it, and come see it. It's-
Work in progress.
Yeah, working
Or
on
let
it,
you know that it's.
yeah. Capital needs, I think this is just a prior, item. We were talking about getting a list of planned improvements. I haven't done anything. Were you able to find a list from anybody?
No, but I probably forgot to look for it,
Okay,
yeah.
if you could put it on the list, because I think it's, this is a big building. We know any building, has to have a maintenance plan, and so it's really important in this. Okay, now we have my understanding is, Rick, we have two pieces of paper we need to look at next, and for our item number C.
It's, kind of three. The first one kind of tells you where every position in management is currently classified
Okay,
under what is our current scale.
oh, okay, well, here's how people are classified.
Right.
Here's the current scale
Right, and then this is the one that HR Source
as proposed.
proposed.
Which we discussed in closed session at last meeting. My understanding is that this does not change anybody's existing salary.
Correct.
So we could either approve this today, or if you want additional discussion, we go in closed session.
Yeah, just what I would ask for is if you guys want to approve, just to recommend to the full board.
Right.
The Personnel Committee has already done that last week, but since it's a money thing, I thought you guys needed to look at it too. Although it doesn't affect, anything about next year's budget.
Right.
It doesn't even get anybody close to either the upper, to either side.
Okay, so,
It's a slight shift.
okay. So can I have a motion on, the Decatur Public Library pay grade effective January 1, 2020?
What's the percentage increase? That's this, right?
No, it's not, it's just changing the range.
Band.
Yeah, this is,
Oh, this hasn't changed at all?
this hasn't changed since 2015, August of 2015. So I was directed to, by the Personnel Committee to consult with HR Source to do a study, and this
That's
is
what
what
this
they have proposed.
And this all fits within this still?
No, it doesn't, but everybody's current salary in these positions fit within these ranges.
Right.
So it's not even it's not even a one-to-one crosswalk. This is 7 levels, and what they're proposing is 8 levels. Although 2 of them don't have any positions in them at this time.
So are you proposing to replace this with this?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So this would be obsolete?
Right.
Correct.
And this is based on current surveys and more up-to-date information about it.
It's based on library surveys. They do a geographic adjustment, and it's also for some of the positions they look at other not-for-profit and public institutions, not just libraries. So, for instance, library administrative aid isn't really library-specific work, so they looked at a wider variety of employers.
So we're going to change from 7 levels currently to at least 8 levels?
Right, but 2 of those are blank at this time. They've also proposed that I'm not on this at all.
Right.
It's, whereas on this one, I'm in number 7, and I'm the only employee in number 7. So, and I think Matt Wilkerson, our IT guy, and Robert are the ones in 6. And so it's essentially a 6 level, and going from a 6 level to a 7 level. But there is one salary that is out of range in this, and it's quite a bit out of range because of tenure. discussed in closed session how to handle that.
So can I have a motion on this proposal?
So what are we voting for?
We're voting to make this the new standard for
To
employee
recommend,
class.
to recommend.
And these, and the min-minute maps on here, these are, this is the pay scale for those positions, not where someone is being paid today.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
all right, okay. Okay.
So do I hear a motion?
I would like to make a motion to present this to the full board for their approval.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved, so carried. Okay, great. Rick, was there any other business, or that's just a catch-all?
Yeah, just in case somebody has some old business going.
Okay. So now for new business, we'll look at the check register. It looks like a lot of library materials, which are good, because I see kind of running behind on library
Yeah,
materials.
we are, definitely.
A big item on the first page is Junior Library Guild, it's a renewal.
That's children, they're a children's book publisher, and it's also a selection service, so this is just, it's essentially a subscription. We pay for it in advance, they select the books based on our parameters that we give them, and then just ship them to us. So this, the selection is kind of taken out of our hands on.
Then also there are travel expenses, and all that detail is attached, and that's for James Lowen, who did the program, which I attended on Sunday on our towns. And I also see that we're paying his fee, but I thought we were splitting that,
Yeah, we've already received a check from our two partners, it just didn't come on this.
And it wouldn't be on expenses, it would be on.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
So Milliken and Richland were the partners, and we got Richland's check yesterday. So. And they kicked in 1,600 something fees.
I didn't see any other ones. Let's see, we did. On the last page, Librarica, I'm just curious. And software, so we know that software's.
Yeah, that's our Cassie software, and that's our public access computer management software. So it's a system by which a patron can just go log themselves in using their library card number and their password, but then it times it. So there's a time limit, but it also tells Matt how much time people are spending on those computers, and it also contains filters for upstairs, some pretty strict filters.
And Adobe, they always want more money.
Yeah, we've invested in several licenses for Adobe Pro that we can, it's an editing software, allows you to redact among other things.
Okay. And then there are two conference expenses. We talked about Rebecca's expenses last time, but she was going to a archivist conference.
Right, that's what's on here is, I believe, for her meals.
But we approved it before, so.
Correct.
So that's not an issue. And Amanda Young's were maybe prior expenses before we set up that policy.
Yeah, and that was, she went to the Reading Council. She's been active in the Illinois Reading Council for several years. She sits on the Bluestone Awards Committee. They select children's book awards. And that is for her travel and lodging. So her mileage, her lodging, and her meals.
So that must have been someplace pretty close.
Pure, yeah.
Pure. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions about the check register? The next step would be to have a motion to
check register.
I'll second.
And we'll take an individual vote.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, very good. Now, we have, the next thing is, let's see, let's do the current month's operations summary report, which is the one that has the shaded lines. And it looks like, Rick, we're at 83% of the year. It looks like we're running ahead on revenue and behind on expenses, which is exactly where you were hoping to be.
Right, but the revenue may, we'll talk about that with the next one, revenue may not work out that way, but.
Yeah. But I mean, at least for right this
For
minute.
where we are, yeah,
End
where
of
we were
October.
as of the end of October, that's correct.
And the only expense item that's running ahead is, as we've discussed, every month, it's all the same thing, service office equipment.
And that was this,
Small
it's my error, unbudgeted service agreements. And honestly, I don't think we're gonna renew most of those service
Good.
agreements because, for instance, we've had a trouble ticket in with Biblioteca now for a couple of months, and Matt's on them and on them and on them, problems with our people counter on the gates. And he finally emailed me today saying, this really makes us wonder why we're paying what we pay for the service agreement. And he said, I know it's not you, but you may want to forward this to your boss. So, it's exorbitant anyway, but if they're not going to do what they said they're gonna do, I mean, if we get the service agreement, the service is gonna be faster, that's what we're told. And it's just not what we're seeing, so.
Well, and when we kind of talked through this before, you know, especially for things that are newer, you may want to just, you know, take the risk.
Well, the main thing we want to do is get them both systems upgraded to Windows 10 before we do much of anything. But that's one of the things that Matt's been having trouble getting any kind of response. We're on a waiting list for our sorter to get upgraded to Windows 10. There's been a plan in place for our self-checks for a while, just hasn't happened yet. So.
And what are the numbers on amount of, that's going through self-check?
It can vary. If you look at it over any length of time, like say a year, it's pretty close to around 45 to 50%. But we've had months where it was 65 and 70% of our checkouts happening on the self-check.
I really like this, the fact you're including the balance sheet, the funds here, and I just wondered, at one point we were talking about, I thought we passed a resolution that we were gonna make a journal entry to move, from the, we were gonna put some money into the capital fund, which is just sort of an internal accounting thing, but has that happened?
No.
We're just, you know, we'll look at it and talk about it before we get to the end of the year. You know, we got a couple of months yet, or a month and a half yet.
Okay.
So, but let's, you know, I thought we'd look at that after the end of November
Okay.
and see where we're at.
Okay.
And it's worth pointing. I like doing it this way too. And you know, I changed at your suggestion. Just having the balance sheet really is an eye opener for me because you know it shows me wow, wasn't that long ago, which Greg will attest to. We ran out of money in March, and our vendors got paid, our staff got paid because the city of Decatur fronted us money. But if you look at our overall cash position, we've never dipped below 300,000 all year this year. So
Well,
it's
once there.
well, not the overall cash position.
Right.
For the operating fund, yes, but the overall cash position
Yeah.
is never dipped below 300,000.
Well, it's, you know, because revenue is so lumpy, it's just a good idea to keep an eye on cash flow, which I know you do, but this makes makes it easy to follow what's happening. So, does anybody else have any questions or comments on this report? Okay, then we'll go on to the one that has the yellow parts on it. And Rick, I see you now have a worst case. This is for 12/31/2019, the current year, correct?
Correct.
And you now have a worst case, which on the expense side looks pretty much like the other case, but has changed pretty dramatically on that first line.
Yeah, if I've been just saying, and I tend to do this every year, that we're gonna get what we love him for, because there's no way to, but if we get, our December disbursement like we've done in most years past, except for last year, and it is enough to get us up to that 2.8 million, that'll leave us by year's end with almost 3 million, because we got, in January, we received last December's disbursement, and it's cash accounted. Now, the worst case is if we don't get it, we stay right where we are right now, which is at 2,704,000. So that, among other things, illustrates that our September disbursement was very, very
Low.
yes.
Yeah, and that's what, well, I mean, it's the same thing on the other city side.
Right.
That if you go back to a year ago, with the June distribution and the September distribution, the city had collected 95% of what the full year distribution was. This year, what we got in June, what we got in September, it's only 88%. Why? I don't know.
I've never seen, I went back.
And that excludes that carryover from last year that was supposed to come in December, that came in January.
Exactly. I went back about 5 or 6 years, and I never saw a year that was below 94% by the end of the second. And even with that January, you can see we're still short.
Yeah. So, and you know, I mean, you know how that goes. It's just, I mean, it's 88% was the collection rate, the entire, you know, that came in for the whole tax distribution or tax collection. So I mean, so everybody, it's not like we're down and somebody else is not. Everybody's kind of at the same place, for the most part.
So we hope for a strong December disbursement, I suppose.
But both of the other two were a little later than we've seen in prior years, right? Both.
The distributions.
Yeah, the timing, so it is probably more likely that it's gonna be in January than not.
I think so. I mean, maybe it's just the new normal. And but if it is, then we are going to fall 100,000 short, roughly, of our property tax collection, and that'll leave us. I'm projecting about 80,000 short on the revenue line overall. Still operating at a surplus.
And you know, in my mind, I'm accruing it, so.
Right. But, I've only worked under cash accounting, so I would have to have a crash course.
Well, I mean, this is exactly why, you know, it's important to do it accrual basis, because, you know, because you absolutely know it's your money. And
Right.
It's if there are administrative problems in the treasurer's office, that's kind of beside the point. And what's happening on state replacement tax?
Yeah, that's gonna be, I'm projecting it's gonna be about $100,000 over budget. It's,
We're not really gonna get any, I don't think we're gonna get another big distribution.
no, we won't get anything in November, and the December was always small, but we're already well over. I mean, I think that I based on past years, the December one is something like 3 to 5% of the total collection, and so we're currently at about
Probably 30% ahead.
Yeah.
And what is that?
State.
I mean, is that underlying economic activity?
I mean, to be honest with you, you know, we don't really know. They don't really tell us. And when we ask questions, they really don't have good answers. But there were, I mean, the whole thing, income tax distribution, the state has more income tax revenue than they had last year. They got more of this revenue. And I think it's a combination of what's happening in the economy, a combination of, you know, let's say business and personal income tax, where incomes were higher in the last year, and that's resulted in higher income tax payments that the state got. Personal property tax is kind of some derivation of that. But, I mean, that's about the best that I can understand to explain it.
Well, and we just, and we lowballed it, we really did this year too. I mean, because it had been shrinking a little bit, so.
Well, it's, you know, it's good to have happy surprises as
Absolutely.
opposed to not. And it looks like you didn't change, did you change any of the, you didn't change any of the expense projections?
Slightly. Nothing in a major way. That service to office equipment has come down a little bit every month, but it's still over budget. I told, you may remember that the office supply projection was well over budget 6 months ago, and I kept saying it's gonna come in, and it'll catch up, and it has. And it's partly, well, no, that's not the supplies, that's the service to office equipment. It's gonna get even better by, I think it'd probably be better by year's end, but it's still not going to be dramatic. But we did renegotiate our contract with Watts. We had a year left, and they came to us and said, if you sign a new contract, we will upgrade your equipment and lower your price. So we signed a new contract, and I'm very happy with the equipment, and I'm definitely happier with the cheaper cost, so.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions on that? Okay, thank you for that. And then I see the only other thing that's listed is travel and conference expenses in advance. So
No, these weren't the advanced ones. This was
Check
the supporting documentation for what's in the
Check
check
register.
register.
So we've already done that, and there's no advance approval.
Not today.
Okay. All right, then does anybody else have any new business? And the budget went in, like we approved, and that process is all,
It's my understanding.
now will the library make a presentation at the same time?
No.
We haven't been. I mean, I don't think we've done it any, I mean, I come to the meeting in February, appropriation, but I've never been called. I think maybe I had one question once during the appropriation meeting.
But you're just available to answer questions, right?
I mean, the next council meeting is Monday the 18th, which is next Monday. And that is, will be another somewhat short council meeting with long agenda. And then there'll be, just like there was last meeting, there'll be a study session where they'll talk about budget. And that'll be the second and final one. And the library's not on the docket to talk about, so there's no issues.
And that's really just to get the levy request.
No, actually, no, that'll be the budget, that'll be the, kind of the council reviews of the budget, you know, in public forum. There'll be on December 2nd, there'll be a public hearing for the budget, and on December 16th, the council will vote on it. The city's changing, we're changing from being an appropriation city to being a budget city, and so all that effectively means is when they approve the budget, they'll approve it in ordinance form, not in resolution form, and then that budget approval in that format gives us the legal authority, gives the city legal authority to spend the money. We don't have to do a separate appropriation ordinance in the spring.
Does that change anything in day-to-day
No.
management of the budget for us?
No.
Okay.
No. No.
Thanks for
Okay.
that. Okay, is there any other new business? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you all, thanks for coming.